Didn't notice ya. This is Braden Chown back at Blume. We're back for episode 5 of the summer-long video golf series. Today, we're going to talk about bunkers with you. Alright. Everybody's favorite part of the course, right? Going in the sand. We're on the beach. It's a great time. Not. A lot of people don't like the sand very much. That's because they get in the bunker here. A lot of the time they try and treat it like a chip shot. And they do a lot of that. Staying in the sand, adding strokes to your game, not what we're looking for. So I'm going to show you effectively how to get out of the bunker. First thing I want to talk about, how to use the bounce of the club. This sole here is there for a reason. Now when you're in the bunker, you want to use that bounce to not dig so much on your shot. A lot of people, like I say, they get in the sand, they set up for it just like a chip shot with their club face square, etc. They do a little swing and they don't get out of the sand. When we open our club face, it makes it so the first point of impact with the sand is the lowest part of the club here. That's using the sole, that's the bounce of the club. So you want to keep that in mind. Now I'm going to talk about the setup quickly. You know, a chipping setup, you'd have narrow feet, you'd have an open stance like I talked about in the chipping video. In the bunker, I want to see a nice wide stance like you're hitting your driver. So you're going to have open stance still, you're going to be aimed off to the left side of your target if you're a right-hand golfer. But I want to see a nice wide stance. Now what that does for us is eliminates a lot of the turning of our lower body. When we're hitting bunker shots, we don't need a lot of twist with the hips. It's a lot of arms work, as you'll see when I demonstrate this. So that's why we widen our stance, gives us a stable grounding, and eliminates a lot of that hip turn. So that's first part of your setup. You want to dig yourself in. Now let's talk about ball position. Out of the sand, I like to have the ball, so I'm going this way. That ball is actually off my front foot. Now what that allows you to do is use the loft of the club for one, and when you have it off the front there, it's going to be a lot easier to hit behind the golf ball back here, which is what we're looking to do out of the sand. When we hit a chip shot, we'd have the ball somewhat off our back foot because we want to come down right behind there. Out of the bunker, I like to get it off the front foot. Another thing that allows you to do is actually cut across the ball. And so when I get into the swing part of this, you'll see when we hit a bunker shot, you actually want to cut across. So this is my setup. Wide stance, ball off the front foot. I'm going to open the club face. So this is square, this is open. We're going to open our club face, grip from there, and now you'll see, I'll do a swing here. I'm actually going to be coming out and up, and then down and across. So like I say, that gets you cutting across the ball, and using the bounce of the club allows us to not dig in too deep to the sand. So I'll hit a couple here, open club face. Another thing I should mention about the setup, you want your hands positioned almost right at your left leg. So you're not back here like this, you're not neutral, you want your hands ahead as well. So this is my bunker setup. Now I'm just going to take it out and up, and then down and across, just like this. So that popped up nice and high in the air. It's got a lot of spin. I'm using my 60-degree wedge here. So anytime you got a short distance bunker shot, you're going to want to use a high lofted club like a 60. So we'll get a different angle here now. See, I'm going to the pin. I've got the open stance, my feet are lined up to the left, open club face. Now you'll see when I take it back, I'm going out and up, down and across. Just over the pin. You get a lot of loft out of there. If you need to hit a further bunker shot, say you've got a lot of green to cover and it's say at least 20 yards long, something like that, you'll go to a lower lofted wedge then. You can use the 56, you can try the 52, you can even hit a pitching wedge out of the sand when you need to get that distance. But it's the same setup. Once again, I got a wide stance, it's open, ball's off my front foot, I get my hands up to my knee, and then it's out and up. So you're allowed to use some wrist action out of the bunker, whereas with chipping we teach, you don't use too much wrist action, but with bunker you're using the wrist to lift the club out and up here, and then smashing down and through. Once again. So this whole setup, what it does is it allows you to take an aggressive swing at the ball, which is what we're looking for when we're in the sand, because that's what's going to get it out. Too many people, when they're in the sand, like I say, they do the nice short swing. They're scared of sculling it over the green or whatever. We need to have an aggressive swing. So setting up like this, wide stance, open, and using the bounce of the club, that won't get the club digging too deep into the sand. I can take a full swing at this, have it come out nice and high, land soft on the green. We're going to get out of the bunker. We're going to lower our scores. Hope that helps you. Call us if you need any help, myself or the other professionals here at Desert Blume.
He flipped me the bird, and then he was gone some beach somewhere.